I think they have our draft for us. Finally. I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure. I still have to put it in and see if it actually works. But yeah,
Yeah,
Navi took, I think, a break or something, I guess.
yeah. It's always nice to get that bathroom break in between games. Yeah, I sent you over the link, so we're not completely ready yet. Still waiting on Navi to hit the ready button. SK has hit ready, and now Navi is ready as well. So map striking will now begin.
Yep, they did it just as we talked about it, and finally, now I see it on my screen as well. Perfect. So Navi versus SK Gaming, the second game here, and we have to see. I mean, we talked a bit about the map draft the first time already. I was disappointed because we didn't have the spider map, but well, maybe this time. As long as they don't feed us cursed hollows all day long, I'm all good.
Yeah, Cursed Hollow is such a common map. I actually don't mind games on the Cursed Hollow, but yeah, it's nice to have a really big variety in maps that get played. Heroes of the Storm, obviously one of its greatest strengths is different maps and maps that keep coming out, but SK Gaming, unfortunately, going to be banning out that Tome of the Spider Queen. Not totally unexpected. I had a feeling, based on their map draft last time, that they would probably strike it quite early here. So, no big surprise. And what will be the next map that SK decides to strike out?
Yep, that's the good question. I mean, if they strike out no Cursed Hollow, that would be interesting. So I guess we're gonna end up with the Dragonshire. That's like the second most chosen map, alongside with Garden Terror. But Dragonshire is, yeah, okay. So I guess Cursed Hollow it is. I'm not even, I lost all hope already. This is probably Cursed Hollow.
Yeah, unless we see something out of the ordinary here. I would not actually mind a Garden of Terror game. I
Yeah.
think that a lot of people are kind of mixed on that map. I personally like the Garden of Terror. I feel that it has some interesting dynamics. Early game comps can be strong on that map, but late game comps can be strong as well. And it looks like we're going to go to Cursed Hollow, the standard map of, it's the lost temple of this game, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I have to admit, it is a very well balanced map. The only thing that has a bit snowball effect, of course, is the golem. The golem you get after certain advantage, but everything besides that, like it's a map where you have to make very fast decisions about what are you focusing. Do we take this tribute, or do we skip this tribute? Maybe just stall sometime, ignore it completely, but we achieve something else instead. In the meantime, that makes Cursed Hollow so interesting because the team decisions there, they are pretty much not open to us till the very last seconds. There are always multiple options to go for. The snowball on this map, of course, is then when you really have an advantage and you just won a team fight, you get the golem, and if you manage that next push, if they don't manage to repel that push, then it's, yeah, 50 minutes in, 20 minutes in latest. It's definitely a lost game. That's pretty much Cursed Hollow. But aside from that, I mean, I like at least, yeah, the balanced
yeah,
character of that map.
I would like to see another map like it in the future from Blizzard. But let's talk a little bit about this draft. SK Gaming having a first pick this time, going for that first ban onto Zeratul, saying no more, don't want to deal with Apocalypse and Void Prison, which Navi showed that they're so very good at executing. And then we have a ban onto Illidan from Navi, not wanting Illidan to be in this game. And then we have a quick first pickup onto Sylvanas from SK. SK using Sylvanas in that game, not being too successful with her though. Hopefully this time they're able to do something a bit more. And the response from Navi so far has been Vala, and we're waiting to see what their other pick will be.
Yeah, I mean the Illidan ban, that was something we saw already last game, so that's not quite a surprise. But well, the Voipers and Zeratul, the combo you set, you put so much emphasis on it, and now it's banned out, I guess for a good reason. But of course, the reappearance of Vala and Sylvanas, now that she is allowed, that's no surprise. So both teams make the same start again. It's pretty much like a mirror draft from game one when it comes to the first picks. And I mean, it worked out for both sides. I mean, even though Sylvanas lost this last match, but she did quite a good work in those pushes.
Yeah, Sylvanas, the utility of that Black Arrow trait, so very good, especially on this map. ensuring that early fort from SK Gaming, and we're actually going to have a Diablo pickup once again from Na'Vi, confident in their Diablo play, regardless or not if Zeratul is allowed to be in the game. We did see some really, really nice roaming from Na'Vi. That Diablo Shadow Charge into Overpower into Tyrande Lunar Flare. Such a devastating combination, and we'll have to see how SK Gaming responds here.
Well, at the moment they take their time at least, because it has to be a good response. But to be honest, not much of a surprise there. Diablo plus, well, unfortunately you can't ban anything else, so you have to be afraid of a Tyrande again. You mentioned that already. And do we see a tank or do we see a healer? It is a healer. It's pretty much exactly the same like we had in last game. One team shows more the tanky heroes first, and the other one the supports. And if they put a Tassadar right now up again, then we are really on a mirror draft.
Now, we do have that Uther response. The Tassadar also can be a good pick. Uther and Tassadar really good at mitigating that damage from Diablo Tyrande combination. And looks like we do have that Tassadar
Yes,
once again.
it happened.
Now, I have to imagine, or I have to wonder, is Na'Vi gonna still kind of run something Wombo-y? They can still pick up Zagara. Zagara can be very devastating with the Devouring Maw into Apocalypse combo, with Rain of Vengeance as well from Vala.
Yep.
We did see some other teams like to execute this, so what will it be from Na'Vi?
That's a good question. I mean, everything is mirror draft so far except for the Zeratul ban. And you already mentioned it. We don't have a Void now, which means the Wombo combo has to come from another source. So a nice setup, a Maw, maybe. Running a second tank is, I don't think it's happening. Not with these teams. They're like, it seems too rigid in the playstyle they have. So Zagara, I think it's a fair bet.
Well, they do have Vala already, so they really have that primary damage that they do.
They go for their roam combo instead. That's the combo we saw last game already. Just going top lane, bottom lane, mid, saying hello everywhere. That's pretty much it. And the Jaina was banned. Now we actually have her up, which means now we have the Diablo just charging, lifting. We have Lunar Flare stun into a Jaina burst, as well as the Vala there in the background. That's quite insane, I have to say, when it comes to damage burst, single target damage burst. And the only thing that's missing is really that combo around the Diablo ultimate, but maybe he's not even picking the Apocalypse.
Yeah, Apocalypse still a very strong heroic ability, even without the Devouring Maw or Void Prison setup. And with Tyrande Lunar Flare, Starfall, Jaina AoE damage, I just feel that it combos very, very well with that. I kind of missed that Jaina was not banned or picked early. It's so weird to see Jaina like really, really far in the draft. So tons of value coming out from Na'Vi here. And it's going to be an ETC Thrall for SK Gaming to finalize their comp.
I mean, that's the first change we see on SK's side. I mean, last game I was asking for the ETC, but they ignored me completely, and they just went for that Chen. But to be honest, I mean, the barrel, it helped in some situations, but like overall, I definitely would not give him the MVP stamp on the forehead for the plays. But it wasn't even a player's fault. It just didn't feel good in those fights, especially in those all-out 5-on-5 fights. I think the barrel just didn't have the impact they wanted it to have. So now we have a ETC. The question is now, do we see a ETC with a global build and split pushing, or do we see a mosh pit attempt? There is not much to interrupt the mosh pit right now if he actually lands it on those heroes who have the interrupt. So that's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, they do have that Diablo and Tyrande to interrupt, but not much else in regards. They could possibly have Rain of Vengeance here.
Yeah, Vala could do it.
They are going to round out their comp with the Malfurion once again. And yeah, I really like the comp again from Na'Vi. It feels very, very strong. They have two top-tier assassins. They have Tyrande, which is such a strong utility support. Diablo being such a fearsome tank, and Malfurion rounding that comp out. Just so devastating. And the Thrall pick is kind of throwing me off guard here. I'm not quite sure what their intention is, although they do have the option of Uther, and Uther is the king support for kind of enhancing and protecting and buffing different melee assassins. So I feel Thrall with Divine Shield could be quite nice. You also have the option to cleanse him, so he can kind of
Yep.
do his damage unhindered. But yeah, I have to imagine going back to the ETC. I have to feel it's going to be Stage Dive. Stage Dive just so very good on this map. It's just such a great heroic ability as well. Really, really change the playstyle of ETC and make him a very, very devastating choice.
Yep, definitely. I mean, I actually like what SK Gaming is doing here. It's like 4 standard, and then they give us 1 candy, something we just didn't see coming. Like last time, it was for me at least a panda. Now we have Thrall. On the other side, Navi, well, they just go directly for the throw. They just run what already worked once, so why not go on for it? But well, let's see. The lobby is up, so let's see. I actually have no idea how do I get myself in a lobby. I'm actually getting assigned, right? So yeah, everything's fine there.
Yeah, I got you in there. I got your back, bud.
Nick, help! You're the experienced pro player. I'm the noob.
Yeah, and yeah, just going back to these comps a little bit, I feel that SK Gaming kind of lacks damage a little bit. They have Tassadar, they have Sylvanas, they have Thrall, but I just feel like they should have gotten maybe Vala or Jaina here. I'm not quite sure what their plan is here. I mean, they do have Sylvanas and Thrall, but I don't know. I feel like their core comp, like ETC, Tassadar, Uther, that's strong, but their damage dealers just don't really add up to me. But we'll have to see how they play out this composition, and maybe they can prove me wrong.
Yep, pretty much. And well, the lobby is up. Now it's just about that ready button, which everybody has to click. But do I see this right? 2 out of 8 players ready. Did I miss something?
Sometimes the lobby screen can be quite buggy, especially if you're an observer. So I'm not actually, but hopefully we'll be getting into this game real soon here.
By the way, I think you're cutting out on my Skype. But
Oh yeah, sorry. I think I hit my mute button like right before I
oh,
finished saying it's my fault.
muted and reported. That's for sure.
Muted and reported. That's pretty much what is told to me every Hero League game on North America.
I thought quick matches are just as bad as they come pretty
Dude,
much on every continent, on every server.
Hero League is the new quick match, man. All the good players are back in quick match, anyways. At least that's how it is a bit on NA. But yeah.
Well, we have to see. They still take their time. I don't know, Navi. I guess they were fixing some stuff, but you can give me some more insight, by the way. Like in the lobby, the team top is then which side on the map?
It should be the left side, blue.
It's right, no? Top is left and bottom is right. That should do the trick, I hope.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Man, how many custom games I've been in, I still don't know for sure. But I'm pretty sure that's how it is.
Well, I don't know what's holding us back, but some people just didn't play.
Okay,
along
so yeah,
with us.
definitely the bottom team is always the red team on the right side of the map.
Yeah, it even says, like, for those people who are literate, we would know. So Navi is gonna be on the right side. No.
Yeah,
left side.
as
Yeah,
opposed to the left. They were the left last game, now they're going to be on the right side. So a
good.
little bit of a switch up there. And we have 10 out of 10 players ready, so hopefully we'll be starting this game in a second.
Yeah, that's always a bad thing if you give players the power to swap teams around, so your overlays are not correct anymore. That's always bad. But this time I know where they are, so everything should be adjusted. We're just waiting till they finally get it in. And
Yes, and
we are ready.
yeah, looks like we're ready. About to go here. Really excited for all these matches we're going to have today. So many high-level European teams, and we do have complexity over from the North America side. So tons of great teams, tons of great matches, and best of series to enjoy. And I'm really glad to be, actually in these games, and I'm just able to look at what's going on all the time. And here we do have the game starting
Oh,
again.
this
Of
is...
course,
By the way, like I have another noob question. I mean, I have tons of noob questions, but I'm trying to keep them to a minimum today. But like,
go ahead.
why is it actually that between the 10 of 10 ready and the actual countdown and loading into the map, why does that take like a minute or two? That's confusing for me.
Your guess is as good as mine,
Okay.
man.
No, I thought maybe, pro players and people that, I don't know, play all day, and especially in lobbies as in like professional, they know that, but for me that was just a big question mark. But apparently, I'm not the only one who asked the questions. Oh, Jesus.
Wow. That's these teams are really abusing that pause feature,
Yes.
and as casters and admins cringe everywhere. But
You tricked us. Kappa. Oh well, I mean, I said it, that pause, it's amazing when you have a DC. For everything else, it's just a curse. For every production, caster, player on the other side who doesn't want to pause, and I don't even want to talk about maps with random players and stuff like that. It's just horrible. For those people who know it from other MOBAs, there's always a fight with the unpause button. Who presses it faster? And I just hope that Heroes doesn't end like this. But at least we have a limit of pauses. But the problem is those limits are per player, right? Do I get this right?
I think it's per team, and I believe each team has up to a maximum of 10 minutes pause time in every game.
But
So
that's a
hopefully
tournament
they
rule. I mean, the
yeah
10
yeah
minutes pause, that's a tournament
yeah
rule.
exactly
I just
exactly.
meant the amount of each team being able
Oh
to
yeah, I
pause.
think they did have three pauses per team, or I don't know if it's per player or team. Is it per player?
That's the big question, because it says like Bakery like pause the game too. So I just assume it's by player, maybe it's by team, and it just shows it in connection. Maybe the chat can answer this, so we engage a bit with the chat. I'm introducing the players really, really fast before we are hopping into this game. I hope this time the teams are on the right side, but yes, we have Cilium here, so now we're on the right side, Team Red, and on the other side we have SK, Heroes of the Storm. Cilium Breeze here with the Vala and the Diablo top. We're gonna see the Malfurium Tyrande joining now the mid at the moment, but we're gonna see the roaming combo here in the Diablo combination. Bottom we have a Jaina now instead in this draft. On the other side, SK Gaming Samani playing here the Tassadar in the mid. We have them all three. Wow, they even have space in this small bush, especially with the fat cow. So Araragi is playing that ETC. We have Snitch on the Thrall and backed up by Wraith here on the Uther. And last but not least, Bakery, the one who paused. Yes, shame on you. That's the Sylvanas.
Yeah, and we have that Tassadar and Jaina in the bottom lane. We have a roaming squad here a little bit from SK, dropping that scouting drone down, kind of trying to play counter roam here, I feel, trying to deny Diablo and Tyrande from doing too much. And we're going to have well, we almost had a 3v3 engagement in the top lane.
Yeah,
But
it looked like it for a second, but then they are pulling off, and the roaming combination at the moment here is ETC, well, versus the other two roamers, which is Diablo versus the Hironda, and well, Diablo just given a little bump from tank to tank, and that doesn't do any damage anyway, at least not at this point. But bottom, look, there's quite a lot of action. Fourth and back with the damage, but I think Tassadar, you're pulling the short straw in a one-on-one against Jaina.
Yeah, definitely some interesting trades going on in the bottom lane. Jaina and Tassadar are both getting quite low there, and both forced to tap their wells early on here. And we do have that roaming from Tyrande and Diablo still camping the top lane, and Thrall and ETC here are gonna pick a fight.
Yep, it really looks like it. I mean, Thrall's doing some damage, but now, oh, a triple stun! This one really hurt, and now there is, well, they're rooted, but, oh my god. There's the Malf joining in, and now suddenly they lose one. It is the Sylvanas, and the pause is coming before we see that ETC dying. I mean, he's surrounded by three. Malf could also just cut his way off. Thrall is already retreating. Bad news.
We have another pause. I guess they're going for the world record for most pauses in a best of three. I mean, they might even be at it already. But we did have Sylvanas getting picked off there. ETC and Thrall, Sylvanas trying to play that anti-roam style, counter-gank style, and Sylvanas getting punished in the process. It looks like Araragi is in a lot of trouble here as well. So.
Oh my god, these comments, they are just epic. Donate please 1 euro, not even a dollar, just a euro to help the team. Either way, back into the game here, Araragi. He's trying to escape, and with Uther's help this time it might work, especially now that the stun misses, and well, they only lost Savannah's. The experience, however, is pretty much equal, so not much lost in this early engagement.
Yeah, so much going on in the upper half of the map, and we do have Tassadar and Jaina still involved in that one
look at top.
versus one.
Beautiful combination again, nicely played out, but I think it's just not enough. Not even the all over the wall did the trick on Uther. He survives, even though the combo was nicely played. We have a small camp, and it's taken top, which is very, very nice, so it will push unless, of course, someone defends it, but defending it is a bad timing, because we have the first tribute up, and it's completely south.
Yeah, we do have those Siege Giants pushing for SK Gaming, and both teams kind of clashing here in that middle brush. And it looks like it's going to be SK Gaming going for the tribute, but they're kind of getting pushed off here. Breeze pushing in here, kind of trying to zone a little bit, but once again the Thrall from SK Gaming trying to gather that tribute.
Yep, I don't think Thrall is getting this through. They have too many ranged abilities that can actually interrupt it. But then again, if they clump up and the Chain Lightning does also quite substantial damage. We have top Uther versus Vala actually. Of course, Vala cleared out those two Ogres while this fight is going on here. Now Savannah is just trying her luck on the tribute, but it's not really happening at the moment. ETC is like, yo guys, I'll leave you alone dealing with that crap here. I'm going in the mid, and that might give them actually the experience advantage, because right now Navi is a tiny bit ahead, but SK will catch up since they have someone in mid now.
Yeah, SK Gaming has really nice poke here between Thrall's Chain Lightning, Bakery and Zarmony, the Tassadar and Sylvanas, but we do have a little bit of an engagement here.
A little bit. No, this is full out here, and now he... Oh my god, Malf was completely surrounded there, no way to get out. The drone now gets a punch from ETC, but this is still not a tribute. They're still committing, they still want to interrupt it. There is the nice healing ward, of course, that does the trick so far, and they still have tons of interrupts. They just don't want to give this tribute away. But now ETC, he gets in the mid of all of this. The stun actually is completely off. Nice power slide out there. But Araragi so low at the moment. Uther is actually joining the fight, but he does not commit that heal to the ETC. No foul is gonna get it, and maybe this is the turnaround here. But Jaina is too slow. There is the Malf, and in the meantime we missed that one kill on the bottom. Tassadar is actually going down, but at least this way Thrall makes it out. But I guess one hero, one death for a tribute. It's a trade you can do.
Yeah, not the worst trade in the world. Still a relatively even game here. And looks like Navi is going to finally get the Siege Giant camp out, have Tyrande and Diablo going for that right now. And the rest of the heroes kind of just soaking experience. No move for the Bruiser camps just yet, although Sylvanas and ETC are making their way over here.
Yep, and the small siege camp taken here in the bottom lane, of course, and I use this occasion just to TP back. Or Hearthstone back. I don't know what's the proper caster lingo on this one. TP back, Hearthstone back.
I guess Hearthstone is the official,
that's the
sanctioned
lingo.
Heroic abilities, hero brawler. You gotta keep these things in mind. So.
Either way, they're gonna replenish their mana and HP, and now they're coming back. But of course, in the mid there's already like a Bruiser camp saying hello, and of course, the timing of SK Gaming, I love it. Just before the tributes are coming up, they always have a Merc camp secured. But also on the other side, we have Navi pushing in with those two Ogres, and only Tassadar as a defense. I'm not sure how effective that is. And in the mid, there's already a fight, but ETC is going down, just not tanky enough. And in the end, this is bad. Just before a tribute, and on that tribute, Vala's already standing. It's not gonna be challenged, and everything is just going back to normal, I guess, after this one.
Yeah, Raragi getting a little bit too aggressive there, getting caught by the Diablo and the Tyrande and Jaina. Just a really devastating combination of heroes that you don't want to mess around with.
Oh, look at top. Look at top. A big fat gank train is coming, but I think they saw them, or at least they expected. Uther is still, but he's still around, but he's pretty close to the wall, to the tower. So, no, I don't think that one is happening. They're just going to go for the Siege Giants again. I mean, the third tribute is going to come in about, what, 20 to 30 seconds?
Yeah, and we do have Navi aggressing on the Siege camp, basically stealing it because they do have that level 10 advantage. It's just such a strong power spike that when you're level 10 or below level 10, you just cannot contest anything. So really nice and good move by SK Gaming there to kind of just give it up. But we do have Snitch getting picked off here, and he's going to go down to that Tyrande, Diablo, and Jaina gank in mid.
It's the first time we see this combination actually leading to a kill. Beautifully executed. Diablo just gets the lift and directly into the stun. And now the top tribute. It's the second one now. And nope, there's again no contest. I mean, it's the right decision. You just lost your Thrall, so not even stalling time would be worth it, I guess.
Yeah, SK Gaming did hit that level 10, but the Thrall pickoff was one of the reasons they were not able to contest that. And that was a pretty favorable position for them, and it really hurts to not be able to grab that. SK Gaming trying to do their Grave Golem, but realizing they're not going to be able to. Na'Vi is close enough to contest it, and it looks like Na'Vi is kind of positioning around their Grave Golem, making sure that SK Gaming isn't trying to do any of
I guess for now it's just Bruiser Camp, but of course if the Bruiser Camp is successful, then maybe the Grave Golem would be the next option, but of course they also have to be careful. At the moment both teams, it looks like they are just looking for 5-on-5 engagements. I mean, level 11 versus level 12, we have the talents, at least the crucial ones, up, so I guess why not. But, well, before anything of that is happening, we have the tribute coming. It's pretty close now here. So I think Bakery, he's the one probably trying to tap it. But let's see.
SK, once again, pretty favorable position for them here, although Na'Vi getting really aggressive here.
Oh, this ultimate, actually it hits tons of people, but there's the Apocalypse, and well, it didn't actually do what it was supposed to do, and now the ETC going for the Jaina. It's not enough for a kill. Instead, they lose the Vala because she was just on the wrong position, surrounded by 4 people. Now they're all low HP, while look on the other side, they might be short one hero, but it doesn't stop them. Right now, it's Uther. They just follow him. I mean, one combo came through, but of course he just healed himself. I mean, they have now the upper hand around, at least around that tribute.
Yeah, to engage from Na'Vi was just so good there. Even losing the Vala, who was out of position, it's just been such a good fight for them.
Oh, look at this!
My god!
Oh my god! Roots into a punch of the Golem, as well as the stun. I mean, this is really bad, and I think now that the ETC is down, they just have to accept the fact that they have to go up against the curse. But then Na'Vi says like, sure guys, we have a curse, in the mid the Bruiser Camp, we're still pushing, saying hello to that keep, to keep really being low, and that means now a Grave Golem, something additional SK Gaming has to deal with. So this is now taking a lot of momentum on Na'Vi's side.
Yeah, I just have to say that Vala getting picked off is such a testament to how strong the team composition of Na'Vi is. SK Gaming not able to capitalize off the death of Vala, and they kind of just get cleaned up in a 5v4.
Oh, again the combo, but oh, look at Bakery's reaction there. Just before the Lunar Flare stun, he actually managed to get out there, blink away. He pre-casted that already when he saw Diablo coming, so nice reaction there, fast reaction, that was exactly needed. Well, at least they have now 5 people to defend, but the problem is there are just too many points to defend. You're cursed. Your towers are not shooting, but there's a stage dive coming in, and now we have to see nice silence here. Apocalypse is coming out, and oh god, everybody is pretty much being stunned now. ETC is dying. It's 2 for 1 right now, but oh my god, Tassadar really low. His invisibility, nope, it is not lasting enough, and oh my god, Uther is also getting tracked back. There's just 1 left. It's Snitch. If he can snitch out here, that's the question. Oh, he's so close to the fountain. It's not enough. It's 5 down, and now again, Nick, my question to you as a player, is this enough to finish? The respawn timers are really low. It's keep and back.
This is going to be a keep, yeah, keep and back here. The respawn timers, once again, are way too low. But anytime you're... Yeah, yeah. The Golem is a bit weak, though. I don't think they're going to be able to get the keep there. But really nice to get a keep at the 11-minute mark. You never want to lose a keep that early, especially on Cursed Hollow.
Yeah, and the death of 1 Golem will pretty much be just the start of a second one, as Na'Vi is... I guess it's at least my very uneducated guess, but this is, I guess, the right thing to do. Going for that Golem, keeping up the pressure. I mean, you are almost 3 levels ahead, so why not just making it even more? That Golem, a nice fight. The curse is really far away. We need at least 2 tributes for SK to get a curse, or 3 for Na'Vi, and that's gonna take a while. So at the moment, I guess the right thing to do is just the conventional push.
Yeah, SK Gaming trying to play the comeback game here. They are only level 14. They really need to get to that level 16 mark and take a team fight before Na'Vi is able to get to level 20. But Na'Vi, seeing that SK Gaming is in the bottom there, are going to go for this top wall. We're going to take out this top wall before the Grave Golem even gets there, allowing the Grave Golem to do so much more damage here.
Yep,
And,
same pattern. They say, you are bottom, we're top, and we're not just saying hello with our heroes, getting those tier 2 towers down. No, there's the golem. It's a fresh golem. It's not some low HP golem that you might kill off in seconds. No, this is a full golem, full 5-on-5 fight. Healing wall down, now healing them up. Easy HP on both sides, but they have to engage pretty much a 6-on-5 at this point to keep being so low. At the same time, a tribute spawns, which means Na'Vi, do they settle for this? Keep and back, getting that tribute. It's a second keep going down. Oh, no, they actually engage here. They wanted to go on the ETC. He's pretty low HP, but now, oh, beautiful silence on at least 3 people. But the Apocalypse stunning so many people. The boss is also doing his fair share at the moment. They are all retreating under the fountain, but the fountain is not even close enough. Luna's Flare getting the 4th kill here. Lone survivor is Uther. GG, well played. What a 2-0.
Yeah, really strong showing here from Na'Vi, just showing to be the superior team in this match. And yeah, just I feel that the composition of Na'Vi was just so very strong. They did lose the Zeratul, but it did not even matter. They had so much kill potential between Vala and Jaina and Tyrande, and I just feel that the damage dealers picked up by SK Gaming were just not enough. I mean, that 5v4, they lost a 5 versus 4 with their composition. It's just, I feel that Na'Vi simply had the better draft, and they didn't make any major mistakes, so it was an easy game for them.
I mean, it was a conservative draft. They obviously played a lot with this combination. They got it all through. The Diablo Tyrande combination, at the beginning it's a bit too weak because the damage that follows up after the stun and lift, it's mostly not enough, but at least it makes a dent, which pushes people out of the lane. But then later on, even in those big 5-on-5 fights, they still managed to communicate it through that, hey, I'm Diablo, I'm just gonna lift you a perfect target directly under your Lunar Flare. It worked out. It got an easy kill. Mostly the focus was either ETC, if he's really bold and moving into 5, or it was a healer or support focus there. It worked out. They just got an early kill, and from there on those fights, they just didn't went SK's way. And of course the golems and the nice split push, that was the last nail into the coffin. Either way, guys, we are done with the first best of 3. If you look at the bracket now, then we have 2 more games that will be played parallelly. The rest of the games are actually all streamed. So Team Liquid goes versus Kryphus. Kryphus being the team that is actually my favorite, not because of a big name or a specific player, simply because they only showed up once in our qualifiers. They rushed through without a loss. Just in the finals, they actually played against Stigma and lost there. Stigma also being one of those surprising teams up and coming. But I want to see how they do. Unfortunately, it's not going to be on the stream. We're going to focus on Gamers2 versus Dignitas, and that fun is going to start at 16 CEST, which is in about 28 minutes from now. So that's pretty much the break we have. For you viewers, grab some snacks, a beer, something like that. Nick, we stay sober, no beer for you, just tea for the voice.
No beer at 8:30 in the morning? Oh.
Alright, yeah. I totally forgot the NA time zone striking again. I could actually drink a beer now. It's past 12.
You're allowed to, but
Yeah.
I have to stay sober.
No, like I'm so bad on my OBS today with this short setup, everything. So I'm not gonna risk being tipsy here, so that people complain even more. Either way, guys, it was a fast 2-0. Thanks for watching here. My name is Heflamo. Casting with me is Nick Hotz, our star caster for analysis and everything, helping me out with the knowledge I don't have today. And we are coming back in about 20 minutes probably. You're gonna see our pretty faces again on the stream, and then we see Gamers2 versus Dignitas. So be right back.